Now, if we were to have read the Ethiopian Bible along with the Apocrypha and even the KJV, you would realize that Jesus and Moses are together with God himself in the latter days. You would also realize that Elias is Elijah. Therefore, him is Haile Selassie. So let's read. The Testament of Benjamin. And there shall arise in the latter days one beloved of the Lord, of the tribe of Judah and Levi. Why? Because God is Israel, and he created both Judah and Levi, and 10 of her sons. A doer, his good pleasure in his mouth, with new knowledge enlightening the Gentiles, until the consummation of the age shall he be in their synagogues of Gentiles, and among their rulers, as a strain of music in the mouth of all. And he shall be inscribed in the holy books, both his work and his word. And he shall be a chosen one of God forever. So as you can see, he went and met with rulers of the world. So who did Haile Selassie go and meet in 1924? Let's read. In 1924, I have talked for a long time with Mussolini. We have talked for 4 hours in his office. He assured me that he had no intention to harm Ethiopia. And when he told me this, I asked why. For which reason you are sure to not harm Ethiopia? He assured me, answering, because it is going so well, we are good friends, we have made treaties, all this. At that time, I told him that Napoleon had said the treaty is a paper. Then I told him we shall not follow that. The treaty is a treaty. We must respect it. So as you can clearly see, God went and met with other rulers. So let's watch the definition of perpetuity. The state or quality of lasting forever. Let's watch. The new emperor took his title, the conquering line of the tribe of Judah, elect of God, according to the 1955 revised constitution of Ethiopia. The Solomonic dynasty was to be preserved in perpetuity, with the descendants of Haile Selassie being at the helm of power. So notice perpetuity, and the definition for perpetuity means lasting forever or infinite time. So let's read Psalm 89. God chose David till time indefinite. I have exalted a chosen one from among the people. I have found David my servant. With my holy oil I have anointed him, with whom my own hand will be firm. Who else will be here in the latter days? This Jesus was the son of Sirach, and the grandchild to Jesus of the same name with him. This man therefore lived in the latter times, after the people had been led away captive and called home again, and almost after all the prophets. In other words, during Revelation. Who else is going to be here in the latter times? After many days thou shalt be visited in the latter years. Thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword. In other words, after the war. And there you will find Sheba. So Sheba will be here in the latter times, which is more sense that David will be here in the latter times, after the Bible was written. So Psalm 40 in the Ethiopian Bible is a Psalm of David. Then said I, lo, I come in the roll of the book, it is written of me. In other words, the Bible was written before David. In other words, before Jesus, not the other way around. I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, thy law is within my heart. I have proclaimed glad tidings of righteousness in the great assembly. Lo, I will not refrain my lips, O Jehovah, thou knowest. In other words, Jehovah is God himself. So what is Jehovah's name? Jehovah's name is Azarias. And we all know that AS and AH are the same. In other words, Sariah is Sarias. Azarias is Azariah. So let's pay attention. Elijah is Elias. Therefore, Elias equals Haile. If you say it backwards, Elijah is Haile. That transforms Elijah, Elias. So let's read about Elijah. And who is he? How awesome are you, Elijah, whose glory is equal to yours? The Lord. Blessed is he who shall have seen you before he dies. Elijah enveloped in the work